This episode is brought to you by Battlefield 6. Battlefield 6 is the ultimate all-out warfare experience. Rip through the skies in aerial dogfights. Demolish your surroundings for a strategic advantage. Harness complete control over every action and movement using the kinesthetic combat system. Drop into multiplayer with your squad, or fight furiously as a member of the Dagger 1-3 squad in a gritty, adrenaline-fueled single-player campaign where you'll defend a world on the edge of collapse.
This podcast is brought to you by Carvana. Carvana makes car selling fast and easy from start to finish. Enter your license plate or VIN and get a real offer in seconds, down to the penny. If you accept, Carvana will come pick up your car from your driveway. Or you can drop it off at one of our car vending machines. Either way, you get paid instantly. It's fast, transparent, and 100% online. Car selling that saves your time. That's Carvana.
Carvana.
Pickup fees may apply.
Have you ever wondered how your body naturally repairs and rejuvenates itself? It all comes down to your stem cells, your body's built-in repair system that renews tissue, restores balance, and helps you feel your best. But by age 30, you have up to 90% fewer stem cells in circulation. That's where StemRegen comes in. Founded by stem cell scientist and health pioneer Christian Drapeau, StemRegen products are designed to support your body's natural repair system by using science-backed, plant-based extracts. Just 2 capsules of StemRegen releases an average of 10 million of your own stem cells into your body. No injections, just 2 capsules. Empower your body to rejuvenate from within, whether you're focused on recovery, longevity, or just overall wellness. StemRegen can help release more of your health, more life, and more of the best version of you. Try it now at stemregen.co and use code POD15 for 15% off your first order. That's StemRegen, code POD15.
Acast powers the world's best podcasts. Here's a show that we recommend.
Love music?
We do too.
Well, if you ever feel like it's hard to keep up, though, don't worry. We're here to help.
Monday through Friday, Daily Music Headlines gets you the top happenings in music, from chart toppers, news releases, concert announcements, and more.
All in less than 5 minutes.
Don't miss out. Get the show at dailymusicheadlines.com.
Acast helps creators launch, grow, and monetize their podcasts everywhere. Acast.com.
You guys, welcome to another episode of What's Your Issue? My name's Troll McKeety.
And I'm Darlene Sussman. That was
Dora,
the cutest little accent. I loved that on you.
Thanks. It was a little Kiwi, a bit New Zealand. It was a bit all over.
I love watching you, flex your muscle.
How are you? How are you, post last week? We talked about the fires. How are you right now?
I'm good. I'm less frazzled.
Would you say that LA is calmed down? I know, because the fires are still happening.
There was one fire that started a few days ago, but it's pretty far. It's it's LA County, but not really close to us. So I would say the city itself is pretty it feels like it's chilled out a touch, But I also hardly leave the apartment during the week, so.
Hello. You're like, I don't know what's going on out there. The world's completely ended. You're like, we're all good.
Honestly, I could walk outside and it's like Beetlejuice, just a sand desert, and I wouldn't know the difference.
I'm like, Dara, you're the only person left in LA.
Oh, no. Well.
You're like, really?
I'm going to go loot the Grove.
You're right.
Really stick it to Mr. Caruso.
Oh my God. If you loot, please start at the Americana, my favorite place in the world.
Of course. Oh, I love that. I love that place, the Americana. It is Disneyland.
It is truly, it makes my millennial heart sing in a way that I just don't even know. Like, if you grew up in the mall and then you go to the Americana for the first time, it's like going to a mall at the North Pole. Like, it's just so perfect.
It really is. And it's also my dream to live there because they have these really storied apartments that are just above the Americana. And they're really something of like Los Angeles lore. Like, ooh, who are the people who live in the Americana apartments? But, oh God. And you could just like go out, walk your dog, get something from Sephora. Like, you never have to
Yeah.
buy makeup again. You just pop down and like use all the testers, baby.
Hello. And then when people ask you where you live, you say, above the Apple store.
It is about $5,000 for a 1-bedroom, but I think it's worth it.
It's if anybody listening to this lives above the Americana or has lived there or knows somebody that does, please write in the style of letters to the editor and just like tell us what it's like. I just want to know the experience of living.
There's actually an article about it. I will send it to you.
Please. It's my fantasy.
You are such a hotel baby, but I can also see you being a mall baby.
Oh, honey.
Troy either lives in a hotel or a mall.
Me and Tinsley would be linked arms living above the mall together.
Oh, that would be... I can't think of anything better, actually.
We go downstairs and get wine drunk and then climb back upstairs and we live above a Bottega Veneta.
Oh, I mean, my God, I would be at that Cheesecake Factory happy hour with Miss Tinsley Mortimer every damn day.
Yeah.
Indulging on some brown bread, okay?
We used to get a lot of people, not as much now, but on Beyond the Blinds, we would get a lot of people who would like have encounters with Tinsley out in public. And it was all women that were like, they like were in the bathroom. Every interaction was like, we were at a bar, I met her in the bathroom. She talked to me at the mirror and we just like went out and partied together. Like she's like the kind of girl that's always looking to make a friend because she's always out like alone.
I love that. Oh my God. I was listening to Las Culturistas yesterday and they were discussing their top 5 housewives of all time. And it's such a hard question because I always like I'll say a few different ladies and then I'll forget about other women and then I'm like, but them. And I feel like Tinsley is such a sleeper hit. Like I don't know if I can necessarily put her in my top 5, but I have such a fondness for that it girl.
The girls that get it. And then there are the girls that don't get it. She's not meant for everyone, you know?
No, she isn't. And just the fact that she chose to leave and really stuck to it, I just think that adds to her lore.
Agreed. And nobody has ever been able to erupt Dorinda the way Tinsley has. Like that in itself is a feat.
And she's made out with her sister, which I think is so cool.
Yeah, it's so like... It's so Tumblr.
It's so Tumblr. And then High Society, her first reality show. I mean, she's got it all. Sorry.
So, yeah, we're going down. I have an extremely important question to ask you.
Oh, my God. Should I be sitting down for this?
You should. Good thing you are. Dara, what's your issue?
Troy. Well, have I got a treat for you today. This is the Vanity Fair from June 2008 with cover girl Bobby Kennedy.
But this issue has so much more meaning.
So much more meaning than just this gorgeous, beautiful face in sepia tone. First off of all, I will say, Vanity Fair, I was thinking about it, pound for pound, I think has the most amount of articles that I think about and I go, oh, I'm dying to cover that. And so let me just preface this by saying we will obviously be doing like the famous young Hollywood Vanity Fair. There's the Lindsay Lohan, also Nancy Jo Sales. So many of her iconic articles are in Vanity Fair, including the suspect for Louboutins. So there will be many more Vanity Fairs in your future that I was thinking I wanted to save for, when Troy and I are recording in person. However, this is still a very important one because this is the Miley Cyrus topless scandal photograph issue.
The infamous Miley in sheets.
So like any other episode, shall we start with the letters to the editor?
We simply must.
Oh, and just to remind everybody, if you want to read along with us, you can subscribe on Patreon. And on Patreon, we have ad-free extra long episodes. So if you want a half hour more of us, then subscribe on Patreon.
And who doesn't want a half hour more of us? Are you kidding?
I don't know. Talk to my husband.
He wants a half hour more of me.
And that is true.
Stupid.
Let's mosey on over to page 54. Letters to the editor. We have a listener letter to the editor. Would you like to hear it, Troy?
I'm gnawing on my arm. I want to hear it so bad.
With bated breath. You can't wait. Okay. Oh, I love how this opens. It's very casual.
Okay.
It says, Dear Eds.
Oh, love.
Love that. I have never snort laughed so hard in my life as I just did listening to y'all break down the Blake Lively Nylon 2009 interview. I can't believe I made it this far in my life without knowing it existed. Makes me wonder what else I've missed. Maybe I'll ponder that while bathing an elephant on a trip to India.
And you won't even care about getting in the dirty water. You're so down to earth.
Oh, I love that. Thank you so much. Keep them coming. Keep the letters coming. We can just briefly touch on page 136 before we get to the real meat and potatoes, the Nancy Jo Sales article with Blake Lively.
Ooh, before we do that, can I just make a very, very quick little side note?
Absolutely.
So this is my other life bleeding into my life here, but I don't know if you've heard the rumors.
Rumors
about the husband. There are rumors that Michelle and Barack Obama are like not doing great and that they've been separated for a while and that they have this like open relationship. So the blind item rumor that has now bled out into the mainstream news is that allegedly Obama has been hooking up with none other than Jennifer Aniston. It's like the word on the street. They're talking about it even in DC. I've been getting DMs all like for the past few days.
Troy?
It's a thing. And I thought that was so funny because there's an article in here about the Obamas, and then directly after there's a Smart Water ad.
The Smart Water with Jennifer.
Yeah.
Oh.
I was like, oh my God. Yeah.
Okay. You know, when you said that, I never in a million years would have guessed Jennifer Aniston. Like if you gave me 25 tries, I'd land on Jennifer Aniston. But now that I think about it, I get it. I can see it.
Once you know, you need to be able to kind of like let it into your spirit a little. And then once you do, yeah, it makes sense. And also, I've said many times that I would fuck the shoot out of Barack Obama. Oh my God. Especially first term when he was like, still had a little youth in him.
Oh.
When he was like not stressed and his hair wasn't white, you know. But yeah, so just a rumor to keep your eye on. Like it feels like it's picking up legs. So
I wonder if he saw the episode of the morning show where she's just, strewn nude across John Hamm, and he was like, actually, I'm going to put in a call.
Yeah. There's steam coming out of his ears. He's like, awooga.
I mean, there's not much to be said about this article. It's called Far From the Go. Gossip Girl CW's primetime drama of love, jealousy, and social one-upmanship among New York City's private school teens is a style-setting hit, as Serena van der Woodsen Blake Lively has some killer outfits, but the Paris couture shows opened up a whole new armoire for the 20-year-old star. Michael Roberts photographs the fashion, while Nancy Jo Sales hears about the fun. It's a really short article, and it's mostly just about the fashion that she wears, but I don't know. When they say Nancy Jo Sales hears about the fun, just sort of knowing her voice, I can't imagine it was all that fun for her hearing about the Fashion Week fun.
She wanted to kill herself.
Yeah.
She wanted to kill herself for sure.
Like this quote, "When I was a little girl, my mother made me a beautiful bell gown for me. And Nancy says, she means the yellow costume worn by the by the Disney princess in Beauty and the Beast. And my friends were like, oh my gosh, you finally get to be Belle. I was like, that's it. Yeah. I feel like they're like, listen, Vanity Fair was like, listen, Nancy, you gotta get to Paris. And she's like, fine, I'll take a free trip to Paris.
I'll go listen to Blake talk about how she's seeing young girls dressed like her all over New York City and how crazy it is. I will say, though, I this is like a soapbox that I've been standing on since this whole Blake thing popped off.
Rigmarole.
There has been a rewriting of Blake's history where now all of these people, and I'm like flooded with these comments all the time because I constantly talk about Blake's fashion and how for a long time, like, she wasn't the best actor, but she was aesthetically appealing, and she was like, she really fit the beauty standard for the decade that she like was the most famous in, right?
Yes.
And the whole I'm sure you'll remember this because a lot of people seem to have forgotten that the whole appeal of Blake was that she A, didn't have a stylist,
yes,
and B, dressed herself, and everybody thought that was such a huge deal that she would go on the red carpet and put together these magnificent looks with no help, to the point that she then became like the Christian Louboutin muse, and she was a Karl Lagerfeld muse. And that was like a huge part of her public persona. But now that people like are cringed by how she dresses, they're like, no, we've always hated how she dresses. She's always looked insane. No, babe.
No.
That's not the narrative.
She was I mean, her being an actress was barely a footnote on her profile of what she was known for. It was her fashion. And sure, like, I never looked at her as, oh, she's my fashion icon or anything, but she was a great dresser. And the fact that the big push was she doesn't have a stylist, it's like, yeah, if she was, I don't know, she wouldn't have been known for her fashion, I think, if they didn't have that company line and she picked it out all by herself.
Yes, 1000%. And like the big thing was like that she would go, like, it was one thing that she would like go to award shows and stuff and like dress herself, but it was the fact that she would then sometimes go to the Met,
yes,
and have like all this input on what she wore, and they really emphasized like, you know, Blake in comparison to other starlets that show up at the Met Gala that just get put in something. Like, Blake shows up with like, you know, sketches, and like she knows what she wants to wear, and she has an idea of the story she wants to tell, and they really pushed that. So it's just so funny now that everybody has like turned on her. They're like, she dresses insane. Like, she dresses like a bag lady, and like we're all just making fun of her clothes. And it's like, well, it's not always been that way. And I can imagine how for her it's probably like, what's going on? Like, why is everybody talking about me like this?
I have impeccable taste. I never used a stylist. Does that mean nothing to you plebeians?
Have none of you read the 2008 Nylon? God.
Oh, Blake. She has just been thinking of that PR strategy since day one.
And can we get a Blake interview where she doesn't cut her body open and bleed her nepotism out all over the goddamn pages? Like, whether it's her talking about her costume designer parent making her an authentic Belle dress, or her on The View talking about how her dad paid money for her to get into performing arts school because she couldn't sing or dance. Like, I've never seen someone so proud of being talentless.
And honestly, maybe I stan.
I know.
That is, you know what? That's admirable. Just out there. It's like, honey, no one was saying it, but if you want to, go for it. Sure, I respect it.
It's incredibly honest. Like, it's really interesting. She's always talking about how she's like not good enough, but she had the money and the connection.
And okay, in that respect, I will really say that's dem's the truth. You know? that want to know how to make it in this biz? Money, connections.
Hello.
Parents.
Hello. Hair, long blonde hair.
Long blonde, beautiful hair. Tits for days.
And legs up to your neck.
That's how you make it in Hollywood, baby.
That's the standard.
But yeah, that was that little article. Why don't we mosey just a few pages back to the Queen of the Hour, Miss Miley Cyrus.
Okay.
On page, what is this one? On page 130.
All right, Miss. That looked like my boyfriend Liam. Is that my boyfriend Liam?
Is that my boyfriend?
He looked like my boyfriend Liam. Oh, I'm so excited to talk about this.
Okay, so the article is titled Miley Knows Best. It says, between sold-out concerts, multi-platinum records, and a hit TV series, Hannah Montana star Miley Cyrus has some serious business riding on her 15-year-old shoulders. Not to mention, paparazzi on her tail and tabloid editors praying for her to pull a Britney. So how'd she get so relatively normal? Bruce Handy journeys to deepest Toluca Lake to find out. I will say, I feel like the phrase pull a Britney or pull a Lindsay, and it's like you can pull a mental health episode,
like
pull an addiction.
This is
what are we talking about?
This is what I was talking about last week when I said you can just feel this like cloud of nastiness. Nastiness,
a rule.
It like hangs over every entertainment publication during this time. It's just a little meaner, especially about young girls. It's just very, to be quite honest, like cruel. And I just felt like this, I mean, the amount of times they mention, will she become Britney? Is she going to turn into Britney? Is she going to break? Like they say it like a million times in this article. And it's just like, are you saying, are you asking if we're going to drive, if we, the public, are going to drive this young, talented girl into an episode from stress and judgment?
Yeah.
Is that your question? Or are you saying, like, is she going to get out of the car without her underwear? Like, what are you asking right now?
Well, and also with what you're saying, like the cruelty of it. First of all, I wish that Nancy Joe had been the one doing this profile instead of a man.
I know.
But it just feels like this writer, this journalist is basically, I don't know, like no homoing his way throughout it, where he actually seems to like her, but he doesn't want to just be like, yeah, she's very nice to talk to, and like no caveat. There's this one, there's one paragraph where he says he's like truly choking on compliments. It says, her success isn't a fluke. Cyrus is cute, but not too cute. And she sings with more character than most pop stars her age. You could imagine her voice with its natural husk and its twang from her native Tennessee turning into Lucinda Williams someday. If she plays her cards right, parentheses, maybe. And thanks to her comic timing and easy rapport with her dad, the country music star Billy Ray Cyrus, who plays her father on TV, Hannah Montana is on occasion actually kind of funny, at least in comparison with That's So Raven or The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody or The Brady Bunch, for that matter.
It's okay.
I could take a red pen to that and have you just whittle it down to, she's got a good voice and, you know, she's pretty funny. We don't have to qualify everything with she's funny, not for like regular standards, but, you know, compared to like other stupid stuff or whatever.
It just like, we were such, like the culture was such pick-me culture at this time. It's so cringy and it's so hard to engage in sometimes because it's embarrassing. It's like you couldn't talk about Miley or what she's accomplished or, you know, the insane success of Hannah Montana. The fact that this young girl was able to take all that on and pull it off so well, you can't talk about it without being like snarky or crass or like making fun of it, like just being a little bit like arms crossed, like it's just so like, oh, like you're the adult in this interview.
Yeah. And I feel like this is also a time where you know, liberal creative men, critics, things like that, did not realize yet that not everything was for them.
Right.
And that they could assess whether it was good or bad or whatever with the suspension of awareness that they don't have to personally want to listen to it or watch it and it can still be technically good. Like, and I still think, most men today still think that way, where it's like, if I don't like it, then it's just objectively not good, or
Right.
that person is not talented or not funny. But at least critics can reappraise Britney Spears' music, whereas before it was like, this is bad because pop music is for girls and I'm a boy.
Exactly. And all of the alternative rock albums that came out this year are good.
They are all so good because they for boy, and I is boy.
As boy, they are good. I love this little section because there are little moments here where, like, Miley is one in a million. Like, we will never see another Miley. We've never seen a Miley up to the point that she existed. And I have thoughts about that, but I just want to read this little section first. He says, "Are 15-year-olds supposed to feel comfortable in their own skin? I ask a dumb question. I'm sorry. It's hard to interview a teenager. They're intimidating. About whose career trajectory she'd like to follow. Her answer is deft an amalgam of showbiz savvy and girl power mantra. Quote, before I'd say, like, Hilary Duff, the star of Disney's Lizzie McGuire, or this person or that person. But there can't be 1,000 Hilary Duffs. Then that doesn't make Hilary special. And there can't be 1,000 Miley Cyruses, or that doesn't make me special. That's what a star is. They're different. A celebrity is different. So no, mostly. I want to make my own path." And, like, that's first of all, that's a great answer.
A great answer. I think she comes off so well in this article, like really down to earth, and none of it feels like lines fed to her from Disney PR wise. Like, it all seems very, like, there's a childlike quality to it, but also a maturity beyond her years.
I think that you just kind of summed up young Miley perfectly, because that's how I always viewed her. And I remember even at the time, Miley was always my pony. Of all the young Disney girls that were a generation below me, I always thought Miley was the one. I knew that Demi had a great voice. I knew that, like, I knew all the girls were, like, super talented in different ways, but Miley just felt like one of those one in a million lightning in a bottle stars. And I always felt like when she was younger, there was this really fascinating energy about her where she was wise beyond her years. Sometimes she felt like an old woman from Tennessee who had been rocking in a rocking chair on a porch for like 40 years. But then there was also that side of her that would do an interview with her dad and be like, "Dad, why are you looking at the camera? Dad, you're like looking at the camera and being weird. Dad. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I loved that. Like, I love that she was able to, like, hold on to that, like, goofiness and, like, that childlike thing, because it's so often you see kids like Amanda Bynes that at a certain point just become full ball-busting career women at, like, 15.
Yeah.
And Miley wasn't like that to me.
No, and she still seems to have that today, in a sense where she's very self-assured and she is like a career woman, but she also feels like someone normal and I could hang out with.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, like, I think I really could hang out with her and, like, she'd really like me.
Dad, why are you looking at the camera? Dad, you're being weird. Dad. There is a little moment at the end of the article where they talk about possibly how the photos will be perceived. Can we, I guess before we get into that, should we talk about the picture?
Okay. I mean, I have actually so much to say on the fallout, including some additional reading material. Okay, so basically, if you're unfamiliar with this scandal, I mean, I guess I don't know. We'll remind you, because once we tell you, you'll be like, ah, yes, because it was so shockingly huge.
Yeah.
But basically, if you look on, where is it? If you look on page 132, there's the offending picture in question, and it's Miley with just like a sheet over her front, and you can see her nude back. And her hair is tousled. She's got a dark eye on, a little red lips. And basically, everybody lost their minds that this was so sexually provocative and inappropriate. And then there was this sort of big fight between Disney and Miley, and then Vanity Fair and Annie Leibovitz, where basically I have some of their statements written down. Basically, Vanity Fair says to E, their statement is, Miley's parents were on the set all day, a spokesman told Entertainment Tonight. And since the photo was taken digitally, they saw it on the shoot and everyone thought it was a beautiful and natural portrait of Miley. The magazine added that when its reporter Bruce Handy interviewed her, he asked her about the photo and she was very cheerful about it and thought it was perfectly fine, which she's quoted as saying. But Disney says that basically Miley's parents were there until the very end of the shoot where they left, and it was just Miley's grandmother and teacher. And that is when Annie said, why don't we take off your top and do this photo? And the Disney statement says, unfortunately, as the article suggests, a situation was created to deliberately manipulate a 15-year-old in order to sell magazines. And Miley releases a statement apologizing because people are so upset. It's let's see, can I do a Miley? I took part in a photo shoot that was supposed to be artistic. And now, seeing the photographs and reading the story, I feel embarrassed. I never intended for any of this to happen, and I apologize to my fans, who I care so deeply about. It could use some work, but...
Oh my God. I had to mute myself.
But it cannot be understated how much people were freaking out. And not even really... What's interesting about it is I think that it was the media trying to manufacture outrage when really, like, I remember when it came out and seeing the photo and being like, this is not that big of a deal. I mean, I guess it's a little weird. She's 15. But I do remember thinking the photo of her just like lying down with her father was weirder.
Hello.
But I was reading message boards and stuff and from when it came out, and people were like, I don't know, it's not that bad. But a couple of days after it came out, Miley was on the cover of the New York Post saying how like shameful it is, and it became a huge deal. I found all these different quotes from celebrities where they were asked about what they thought about the Miley scandal.
Oh my God.
And everyone was like, I don't know, it's like not that big of a deal. And then I found that Jamie Lee Curtis wrote an entire blog post about it.
Oh, of course she did.
For the Huffington Post.
Of course Jamie Lee Curtis did. Jamie Lee Curtis is one of those white ladies that's always had some shit to say.
She always does. But this happened. Do you remember this? When Jamie Lee Curtis had a bit of a scandal because she was, quote, topless on the cover of AARP magazine.
Sure.
That was also a huge deal. And meanwhile, if you look at the picture, she's in a pool. You can only see the top of her shoulders. And she's clearly like, there's no straps. So it's like, I guess she's topless. People lost their goddamn minds. This happened right around that same time. So Jamie Lee Curtis writes this whole blog post for Huffington Post. And I'll just read a small bit of it. But I do think it's kind of worth reading. It says, quote, I woke up this morning concerned about the world food shortage and Korean defectors attempting self-immolation in protest of Beijing, and was astonished at the amount of attention a young woman named Miley Cyrus was getting for a topless, or shall I say backless, photograph in Vanity Fair. Just to connect the dots, I too have weathered a recent bout of hysteria over a supposed topless, or shall I say strapless, photograph in a magazine. In my case, it was an understanding that the photo in question be shoulders up regardless if I was wearing a suit of armor, chastity belt, wetsuit, strapless bra, or nothing. It is, was, and will always be irrelevant, and only became an issue when it was publicized as topless. Apparently, young Miss Cyrus has apologized for something she was told would be artistic and now feels embarrassed about. I feel for her. Of course she is embarrassed. She is a young girl. She shouldn't have to deal with any of this. I don't feel that she was duped. I know the integrity of Miss Leibovitz and the magazine, and I know there were people present at the shoot that should have been looking out to make sure that this didn't happen. In the offending photo, she looks tousled and soft and vulnerable, and yes, even sexy. She is 15 after all, and the word sex is starting to come up. I seem to remember a 14, 15-year-old Brooke Shields commenting that nothing came between her and her Calvins. There would be no problem if Miss Cyrus doesn't represent something that is counterintuitive to that image. I don't know. It just made me think of back when Huffington Post was such a
And
vibe.
I mean, all of this leads to your earlier point, which is that this is manufactured, and when you've lived long enough, when you've lived through enough celebutante scandals and you see how they play out and you read the articles, it's made up. Like, it's completely fucking fake and made up. And it is only to benefit these publications that are trying to stoke the fire of a bad girl thing to happen, because it's just a well of content. If Miley Cyrus does decide to go in a Britney Spears and Lindsay Lohan route that they have said 80 million times in this interview, they want that to happen. And it's really just, it's sick. And it's sick that we play into it as a society, and every single time they get us gal. Every single time. We're not smart enough to figure out that they're manipulating us into being mad at a child for allowing a world-renowned fashion photographer to pose her. We're mad at this little girl.
Yeah. And also, it's hilarious how much people don't understand about how this stuff works with, a photo shoot and a magazine.
Right.
And I saw a clip where Whoopi Goldberg is on The View and she's talking about it, and she's like, the way this works is that everybody knows what's happening. Like, Miley's parents were like, oh, we had no idea. They waited until we left and they did this. And Whoopi's like, no, this is something that is discussed, gone over. You see the pictures. This was not a surprise where they suddenly get the pictures back and it's like, oh my God, we never would have okayed this.
I have a perfect follow-up quote from this article in regards to what you just read from Jamie Lee Curtis, actually. So it says, you seem so well-adjusted, I say, which is probably the worst thing an adult can tell a 15-year-old. She goes, that's just my personality. She's so JoJo Siwa coded. She goes, I don't get shaken or stirred up over anything, which can be a problem sometimes. I'm just so no emotions. I just don't let things faze me. I'm very much like my dad in that way. My dad's like this. True, it must be useful to have a father who has weathered ridicule for both Achy Breaky Heart, his 1992 hit, and his mullet haircut of the same period. The real question is, how do you grow up in the public, both as a person and as a commodity? For every Jodie Foster and Brooke Shields, there are a dozen Gary Colemans, and Michael Jackson's face speaks volumes. So did Judy Garland's medicine cabinet. In Cyrus's case, there has been a concerted effort on the commodity side to slowly draw her out from under Hannah Montana's shadow. A full Miley album will be released this summer, and a Hannah Montana feature film to be shot in Nashville will mostly focus on the Miley side of life, as she puts it. And though the pose was Annie Leibowitz's idea, the topless but demure portrait accompanying this article could be seen as another baby step, as it were, towards a more mature profile. I think it's really artsy, Cyrus says. It wasn't skanky at all. It wasn't in a skanky way. And you can't say no to Annie. She's so cute. She gets this puppy dog look and you're like, okay. First of all, I just love a 15-year-old girl talking about this extremely accomplished adult woman like that. She's such a little cute photographer. But it's just absurd. Even that feels like a setup.
Oh, 100%. Well, and also a week before the photos came out, Miley was in trouble for that picture of her with a lime green bra. So it is just, all of this is just a setup. It's how can we're just trying to build a case against her.
We're trying to set it up so that when we do Britney her, when we do attack her and tear her down and watch her inevitably either die or not, which is what people love for some reason. No, we have a really nice solid case. Also, not even just the bra photo, but there was also a MySpace controversy that had happened at this time where she
Yeah, they mention it in the
Yeah, she
article
had like a
too.
picture on her MySpace where she was kissing her friend, and they're like, Miley, lesbian?
Well, actually, in this article, the journalist employs the use of the term "lezzy." It's like, yes, lezzy. Haven't heard that one in quite some
Yeah,
time.
we did leave that one in the early and mid 2000s, didn't we? I forgot about Leslie.
But listen, it could come roaring back at any minute.
Yeah, she like posted a picture on her it says, it wasn't me, she says, on my MySpace. For me, I was like, that's two girls, it's not a big deal. But they got spread around, like someone copied and pasted and said, oh my god, look at this, and blah 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 blah. I was just like, it didn't affect me. Everyone's like, maybe she'll learn her lesson this time. Nope. So Miley. Nope.
I also do love how in the opening of the article, this is completely a non sequitur, but my eyes just glazed over it. Her talking about how Sex and the City is her favorite show. It's so cute. I don't know. She's just such a cutie. She's just a real one.
Like, we took a lot of inspiration from Sex and the City for the show, and everybody on the show has their own characters. Everybody dresses really, really strongly in their own character, just like Sex and the City. I'm like, girl, poor baby.
I'm just picturing her walking around set and like peeking into the writer's room and be like, hey guys, I've been watching the show Sex and the City. And I really think everybody should really have their own character.
She's like, no, you can't wear that because you're Charlotte. Charlotte would never wear that. You have to take that off. Charlotte would never wear that. We're black. But this was great. It's fun to read the article accompanying pictures that you know so well. Like these pictures got, they grew legs and took off and became its own thing. But rarely do you know the article that accompanies like such an iconic photo shoot.
No. Well, I guess that's on that then.
And that's on that.
We've got some ads. Not some, mostly just one.
Yeah,
but
it's a
on
long
page
ad.
2. It's a long ad. And it is Gap Presents Artist Editions t-shirts. In celebration of the 2008 Whitney Biennial, Gap is collaborating with previous biennial artists to create the limited edition collection. And on page 2, it's a model wearing, worn by Stephanie Seymour. Is that a model I should know?
She is.
Okay.
She's like
I'm humiliated.
I'm like, well, her name's Cindy Crawford.
Yeah.
No, Stephanie is like, she's a huge like 70s, 80s, 90s vibe. But these are cool because all the shirts are designed by artists. Like hers is designed by Jeff Koons. Suddenly the Koons is her. These are cool.
But I guess I chose this specifically just to talk about, back when Gap was a thing.
Was that girl.
Gap was that girl.
And like one of the best, like you could pretty much always guarantee for at least like 20 straight years that Gap's advertising would be on fucking point. Like the commercials. I can't tell you how much certain Gap commercials have impacted me. Like it's actually insane.
Wait, on the count of 3, can we say our favorite Gap commercial? I bet it's at least in the same universe.
Yeah.
Okay. 3, 2, 1.
Sarah Jessica Parker. Okay. But
Which
one?
Okay. 3, 2, 1. Lenny
Pink.
Kravitz.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Where she is dancing around to I'm crazy for my little lady.
Oh my god. It's so, I mean, that has to be one of the most iconic campaigns. Like that was parodied on, when you're parodied on SNL and Mad TV, you've hit.
I bought that full outfit that she wears. It is a pink Gap cardigan, but instead of buttoned up, it's sort of closed over.
Yeah.
And fixed with a bunch of brooches.
Yes.
And then she has this little tie that she wears underneath it, had that tie. Oh,
So that's like the one. My selfish favorite one is I Enjoy Being a Girl. I think it's
I
like
love
Gap
that.
Khaki,
mhm.
where she's like, and it's she's singing, which is like, but yeah, it's like her like in like a full pink, feminine, hyper feminine, soft pink thing, and yeah, and I love at the end when she goes, when it's like, I enjoy being a dun dun dun
Dun, dun,
girl.
girl.
Oh, yeah.
God, I haven't watched any of those in a long time. I need to cue them up.
Well, apparently my YouTube algorithm knows how much of a homosexual I am because they throw them at me every once in a while. They say, "Here, F word." I also I love the like, they didn't necessarily have celebrities in them. Well, just very quickly, there's also the Madonna and Missy,
Oh my
which was like to
God.
promote the kiss. I mean, that time is like, come on.
I'm just gonna look up.
Yeah, we're like, yeah, that there ones were like the celebrities, like there's like the Juliette Lewis one. There's one with
Yes.
her, I think it's her and Daft Punk.
Oh my God, yeah. Oh, the Audrey Hepburn
Oh my
one.
God.
Most memorable Gap commercials of all time. Oh, San Francisco Chronicle behind a paywall.
Okay, yes. There's a Juliette Lewis one where she's wearing like a page boy cap and she's like dancing with Daft Punk.
Yes,
Oh my God.
Also, I can't remember if this was a commercial or if it was also a commercial or if it was just the like campaign that they had in the stores and in magazines. But it was one of the celebrities in it, or two of them, was Amy Poehler and Will Arnett.
Mm-hmm.
And they're all in sweaters.
With the
and
scarves.
With the scarves. And that era of sweaters, I had all of them. I loved them so much.
That had to be the people all over the world.
Yes.
Join hands. Yes.
Yes.
Oh my God. I guess since we're having this conversation, I should also just give a shout out to this. I don't know who runs the account, but there is this account that I'm absolutely obsessed with. Me and Zach Posen, like all of his pictures. It's called Gap Playlist. And the lore behind the account is that it's this person who worked at Gap like in the 90s. And they kept a record of every seasonal playlist that Gap ever had from that time to, I guess, now. And they have this endless playlist broken down of all of Gap and Gap Kids, which Gap Kids has even better playlists because it's all TRL music.
Oh my God. Wow. I think you did tell me about this once and I forgot instantly about it. And now I have to partake. I feel like, the kids today, they just don't know how cool the Gap was.
I know. Well, because it was like, it aligns with mall culture, which is like, it's hard to
Yes.
even explain mall culture to people who walk around the mall now and it's like mostly dead. But like at a time before we were being like influenced by anybody on the internet, the mall was the influence. So it was like, it was so exciting to like watch those Sarah Jessica Parker Gap commercials and then go there and see
Yes.
her all over the advertising and then see the shit that she's wearing in the commercial. Like, it's like inexplainable.
You put it like that, it's like you couldn't just, watch something on TV and then be like, oh, where did so-and-so get that outfit? And, on their Instagram stories, they're saying, oh, I got this outfit here, or websites that compile like every outfit that they're wearing on Bravo.
Mhm.
For you to be able to see something that you liked on TV and then just find it in the wild at a store is so thrilling. Because you had to it had to be like that. It had to be seeing it at the store, stumbling upon it. You weren't able to really search too easily unless you knew what brand it was or something.
Totally. And I always say when it comes to like big box stores like Gap and stuff and like how different they were back in the day, it's like I refer to it as tribe culture. So like every store at the mall kind of had their tribe. Like Hot Topic was a tribe. Gap, and then there were stores that would like kind of mold together, like Hollister and Abercrombie were like the same tribe.
Yeah.
American Eagle was also part of that tribe,
Yep.
you know, but then that was separate than like the Express tribe. BB, those are different tribes. Like the BB girl is not necessarily the Hollister girl.
No, maybe during a school dance, but out in the wild, like the BB girl was very specific. The BB girl, or did you ever know the store Arden B?
Oh yes.
Hell yeah. I mean, those were the girlies watching Sex in the City and going, I'm gonna get out of this town.
Yeah. If it's the last goddamn thing I do. Like those were the girls that like had like bodies that were too mature for their age in high school, and it made adults uncomfortable.
Yes.
And they would wear spandex skin tight little BB tops. Like, yeah, it was like tribes, and the mall helped you figure out your tribe, basically. Like it was where you would congregate with your people, you know? So like,
yeah.
And I remember it, like the feeling of being in high school and like going to a store that wasn't your tribe and feeling so out of place and like so weird being in there. And like you would make a big, like if your friend was like, I have to stop in Hot Topic.
Oh my God.
And I'd be like, oh,
yes.
okay, fine. You know what I mean? Like, oh.
I remember times when I was younger, like first going to the mall by myself, there were moments where it was like, I guess I'll sneak into Hot Topic. I don't want anyone to see me or one of my parents' friends to see me and tell my parents.
Yeah. Oh my God, yes. And I remember too, like, for me being a homosexual, I loved like the excuse to go into certain places that I felt uncomfortable going normally. So I spent as a Cody Brown, having sister wives and being expected to go with my friends to shop for every fucking thing that they needed. The amount of times that I was like, well, do you have to go to Victoria's Secret for anything? Can we use one of Victoria's Secret? Don't you need a new thong, please?
Come on, right?
Oh, the way I used to love. I felt like Sarah Jessica Parker in that commercial. I got a brand new hairdo.
There was such a glamour to Victoria's Secret back then. You know, it was like being inside a candy store.
Yeah.
It was sexual, but I don't know. It was Anna Nicole.
Yeah.
Or like walking into Bridget Marquardt's bedroom.
Yes. And like it was kitschy and camp but chic and like sexy. And yeah, I just thought Victoria's Secret was like the fucking, and I also, it's like the only place that like where the clothes were set up like that. Like I remember I thought it was so cool that my friends would pull out drawers to like dig through their underwear. I was like, this is so cool.
Oh God. And back then their makeup and fragrances, and it was a big thing was amongst my friends was it was like strawberries and champagne.
Oh my God. And those names. My roommate had a bottle of perfume from there that like would purr when you picked it up.
Oh.
Every time you lifted it up, it would be like, purr. Like a literal, a quick orgasm each time you put on perfume.
Yeah, they had the legit perfume, and like I feel like it was in one of them was in like a woman's bodice type shape in a bustier, and then they had more of like the kids centric for like the pink girlies where it was, you know, strawberries and champagne. There was also one that was purple. Is it like midnight something?
It's not Love Spell, is it?
Love Spell. Oh my God, Love Spell.
Hi, homosexual. Hi. F word here.
Troy, the way I used to buy Love Spell and be like, well, couldn't hurt. I gotta find a boyfriend somehow, some way.
And the way that the girls would spray, because then they had that wall of the plastic bottle sprays, which was like so fun. And the way my friends would be like, wait, I need some Love Spell. I'm talking hair, neck, back, breast, boobs, butt, feet, arms. I'm like literally half the bottle gone in a single moment.
Because you gotta soak it through, so your clothes are carrying the scent for as long as possible. Because
Right.
your parents aren't giving you the $15 for some body spray called Love Spell. Okay.
For the toilet water.
God, I also remember they had this like leg makeup, shimmery leg makeup. Ooh, the couches I ruined with that stuff.
You're like Erica Jane at a reunion.
Oh yes.
No, that Victoria's Secret to me was sacred. It was a sacred, and I loved like toting my homosexuality around there because I'd be like, "Don't worry, girls, you're safe around me. Get fitted, girls. It's okay." I'm like in the dressing room watching women come out.
I'm literally picturing you just popping up and like opening curtains and like, "Hey, doll, it's just me. Don't worry. You
Yeah.
look fabulous."
And by the way, you are a bee.
No, I'm picturing you just walking around the store pointing at women going, 32A,
Right.
honey. 36B, let's be real. That's a D. Nice try, though.
She told you, come here. Get over here, Sally. And I really was that gay that would be in the fitting room. Like, my relationships with my girlfriends were so intimate that I would go in the fitting room with them. I was like their Carson Kressley. Like, it was insane.
I can so picture it. I mean, I'm picturing you just like in the corner of like an extra large like wheelchair accessible dressing room, just like touching up lip gloss and be like, "Honey, absolutely not."
Yeah. I know how committed you are to finding denim today, but it doesn't seem like it's going to work. And not here. We might have to drive to another mall. Are you down for that? Like, just making it so labored and tortured just to, like, find a 15-year-old girl a pair of jeans as if, you know what I mean?
God, Troy, to drive to another mall, the time we had and the way we wanted to spend it, baby.
I know. And being like, I gotta stretch this $25. Let's just see what BB has.
We have to go to the good mall. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
We have to drive an hour to the good mall.
Yeah.
There's nothing here.
Only if we could stop and get a Cinnabon.
Okay, fine. But then I'm not eating dinner.
Yeah. Unless it's Asian chow.
Do you want to go around the food court and take all the samples?
The way that a Charlie Steakery absolutely hated to see this young man coming, waddling my fucking gay ass over to get 2 toothpicks, not just one.
He had to go up and with a little sheepish look, like, "Could I have 2?
What's that called? The Chicken Club? Oh. I want to try.
Oh, God. Yeah, for me, it was the double mall trip. And then at 9:30, when it's all closed down, you head to Barnes & Noble till 11, baby.
You get yourself a hot drink.
Uh-huh.
You pop a squat, as Julia says in Pretty Woman, and you make yourself right at home for most of the day. This is my living room now.
Hello.
Then you just
Don't worry about me. You can walk around my big ass parked in the middle of a store.
Oh my God, were you on Barnes & Noble TikTok when the employees were coming clean about the couches?
No.
Dara, there was a whole moment on TikTok, I don't remember which year it was, where the employees were basically admitting that for whatever reason, people would come there to piss on the couches and the chairs. Because I don't know why, actually. I don't even want to try and give an answer to that. But they would literally every night leave and lock up the store with puddles of urine in these couches from different people all day. Like, older women would sit there, piss themselves, and then leave. We were sitting in human waste.
Okay. This might be like a Mandela effect situation where I'm just making this up now, but I do sort of remember that there used to be at Barnes & Noble, my local one, there were couches and chairs, and then one day they were gone.
They were gone.
And there were just like benches, or you could go sit in a cafe, or you had to sit on the floor, but suddenly no couches.
Yeah, and they were basically like, we never wanted to get rid of them, but the relentless urination, they smelled, and it's like, now you're asking people who work at a bookstore to start to like do hazmat cleanup. Like, it's, you know what I mean? Like, they had to get rid of them because people wouldn't stop peeing in them.
What was your favorite snack at a Barnes & Noble?
I've always been a croissant girl. Okay.
Wow. Okay.
I was a croissant girl long before the cronut, long before the crookie, okay? Long before the crownie. I have always been a croissant mama, and I love an almond croissant, a chocolate croissant, plain croissant, warmed with butter, cold. I just think that it's the greatest treat. What about you?
I loved their, I don't know if maybe they were just regional, but they were pretzels stuffed with either pizza or spinach and feta.
You just literally knocked the wind out of me. The pizza pretzel, of course, I remember that.
In a panini press, warmed up.
Oh my God. With a little marinara cup.
Oh. And then I also loved, and this was for a birthday, where I'm cut in class to go cozy up with some magazines and get myself a carrot cake cheesecake from the Cheesecake Factory sold at Barnes & Noble.
Oh my God. Oh. The next time I'm in LA, can we please go find a Barnes & Noble and just sit there all day?
Troy, we absolutely are going to. I have devastating news to report that I went to the Barnes & Noble at the Americana, sat down, and I was like, the vibes are off here. But I think we should still go.
Yeah.
And test the vibes, see if the vibes are better.
Yeah, I just want to set up with like some $35 fashion magazines that are giant and really hard to carry. I just want a big ass stack of those next to some shitty tabloids, and I just want to let have.
Oh, that's going to be a big treat day for us.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely.
A day at the Americana where we have multiple meals there.
Yeah. With my eyelashes all in curl.
Troy, I mean, I think we did it.
I think we did it and then some. This was a very, very, very winded episode, if you will.
Oh, yes. But I had a lovely time, and I mean, thanks to everyone for listening.
Yeah, thank you guys for listening. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for being part of the Patreon. Yeah, this was fun. And thank you for choosing this issue, because this was like, I didn't think I'd have so much to say, but who am I kidding?
Let's be real here. But yeah, so if you want an extra long version, ad-free of this episode, join us on Patreon. If you want to, we've got PDFs of the magazine. Shh, don't tell anyone. Got those too. And we love you, and we'll see you next week.
Bye.
Acast powers the world's best podcasts. Here's a show that we recommend.
Love music?
We do too.
Well, if you ever feel like it's hard to keep up, though, don't worry. We're here to help.
Monday through Friday, Daily Music Headlines gets you the top happenings in music, from chart toppers, news releases, concert announcements, and more.
All in less than 5 minutes.
Don't miss out. Get the show at dailymusicheadlines.com.
Acast helps creators launch, grow, and monetize their podcasts everywhere. Acast.com.